this going?
Mm-hmm.
Um, so, let's say um, you freeze time. You like freeze your whole world, and when you do, um, like your senses will react to the environment, and they'll send up impulses to the brain, and the brain will they'll analyze them, and they'll see which ones are important. Like if I put my hand on instantaneously to my arm, it's kind of important, so the senses send up the impulse to the brain, and then like after they've been there, after they keep getting the same image, the same impulse, um, then the brain won't react as much to them. So like the brain will analyze the senses, and then they'll send back the answers, kind of like it's yeah. And anyway, the by in the time that takes, your eyes have just been sending that same picture that they originally took back to the brain, and the brain's analyzing, and the brain analyzes different parts. So I think that's why there's different parts of the brain too, and because they're all analyzing something different, um, that's why there's different parts, because they're all analyzing it. Time is saved. Like the brain's not just thinking about one thing. But anyway, in they're all linked in the same time. All of these parts of the brain are linked at the same time. They're all thinking about the thing that they're supposed to be thinking about at the same time. So as that goes on, um, the impulses are all solved in the brain simultaneously, and then they go out to the spinal cord and back to all the senses. And then the eyes have just, I think that because all the other parts of the brain are taking up too much, they're like working past what they should be. The eyes just take one picture, and they kind of like maybe the stem of neurons or whatever is broken, and then maybe you miss something every time. But when they just send one picture back to the brain, and then after all the answers have been sent out from the brain to the senses, then that's when the eyes take another picture, and then a new image is formed. That first image that we started with. So in between these times, there's different paintings. It's like it's like screenshots in a movie. Like that's what it is. It's you start your life pretty much at one screenshot. Then all that happens, and then you go to another screenshot, and that's how the world is. It's just how it is. And because of this, you can feel yourself a lot easier. I don't know, maybe like feelings are maybe a little bit faster or something, but like I always feel something, or no. Um, I always feel something before I see it. I think that's what I was talking about, right?
Guess.
Thanks.
I was doing recording.
We're putting this on YouTube.
Xbox is on.
That was making that one.
Like it's just so much different. Wow. It's like at first, I thought that like I was like dying or something. This was it, you know. Like, cause when I first started feeling it, I was inexperienced. I've never experienced that before. But so I felt like, you know, because there was like a change in levels, I felt so out. And but then I realized that I wasn't, and that yeah. But anyways, um, I felt like I was dying. Oh, at first, yeah. And then Chris said to just relax and don't worry about that kind of stuff. So you just kind of like in your mind you kind of kick back and relax, and then you don't feel like that. You just go with the flow. You just kind of go with the flow, and but at first I was not going with the flow because I was all worried that I was dying. Like when you start to die, everything works fast, and and you start realizing things, and that's why I think that I don't know. I just don't know. um,
My throat hurts.
yeah. Like like you only get. I think your thought process is limited to you know how I said before that when the sends back, your brain analyzes the important ones and then sends them back out, the answers. Well, I think that depending on the environment, like what you see is also a sense, and like, since I see since like your laugh right there, that laugh that made me respond to your laugh and think about why it was your laugh. Like, why did you laugh? When did you laugh? What did you laugh? Um, where did you laugh? It answers all the basic questions. And so I went back to your laugh, and I started calculating these answers, and then I sent back out in my brain, and 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 then I had a long like when you send something when your looks for uh, looks back the answers to these questions, what, who, when, why, where, and how. When your brain looks back to the answer of these questions, that's when you kind of think back in the longer run. Like like if I was to just be playing ping pong right now and not think of anything else, my brain would be on the short um, uh, short memory. Like I wouldn't have to search far back in my memory to find the answer. But like now that I'm thinking and there's people around me, I sometimes look and then start remembering back to things before that I haven't thought about while I was playing ping pong. Like while you're playing ping pong, like I said, you're not gonna think back and remember those thoughts, so they kind of go further and farther out of your mind. And then those longer thoughts, they get pushed back and back, and and then and then as you're going through your day, because they've gotten pushed back, your priorities don't get right. And like if I had a longer thought of my parents coming tomorrow at 10 o'clock, I I search through a past memory, find that yes, my parents are coming tomorrow at 10 o'clock, and then my brain sends the information forward. And where was I? And then uh, that's about it.
Oh my god. Dude, yeah. I wanna have what you had.